Hello children, welcome to Nischals Smart Learning Solution. My name is Banala Jaya Raj, biology teacher, and today we are going to we are going to study, that is class 8th Nischals Integrated Biology textbook, and that book is having 166 pages and also having 12 chapters, biology chapters. So here I am reading each and every chapter that is there in Nischals Integrated Biology textbook. So first one is what is science, cell, the basic unit of life, story of microorganism 1, story of microorganism 2, reproduction in animals, reaching the stage of adolescent, biodiversity and conservation, and production of food from plants and production of food from animals. And this is the 11th chapter, not for breathing and not for drinking, and is an important topic. And the last one is why do we fall ill, like that 12 chapters are there. And now we are discussing, that is the 11th chapter that is not for breathing and also not for drinking. Here on the interactive flat panel, you are seeing, you are observing a picture, and it is an industry, and there you see many chimneys are there, and it seems to look like that of a petrochemical industry. And there you see many chimneys are there, many pipelines are there, and through chimneys smoke is released into the atmosphere. And this smoke consisting of toxic gases like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and nitrogen dioxide, and like that many smoke, that is soot, smoke, all these are the toxic gases which are emitted, which are released through the chimneys of these factories. And it is causing air pollution, it is calling air pollution. So here, what are the reason for air pollution, we will discuss, and what are the reason for water pollution, we will discuss in the chapter. And the chapter name is not for breathing and not for drinking, and this is the first figure you are observing. And there you see a release of smoke into the atmosphere. So when the smoke is released in the atmosphere, and these toxic gases, they are present in the smoke, they may cause severe damage to the natural, that is environment, and finally it become that is polluted. So here, this is the first page. Now you are observing 11 chapter, class 8, and there you see not for drinking and not for breathing. But here first we are studying not for breathing. And here you see class wise pathways starting from 6th and 8th and also 10th and also 12th. And now you are observing another page, and here you see chapter wise comparison, pollution of air and water in NCRT, and not for breathing and not for drinking SCRT. And this is our Nischals integrated book is having this information, and there you see not for drinking, also not for breathing. And now you are observing prerequisite knowledge and also course objectives. Yes, this is an important page, page number 134, 134, 134. So here you are observing key concept. So key concepts are provided, page number 134, and here you are saying not for breathing and also not for drinking. So pollution, term pollution is there. So here what is pollution? So pollution means here entry of pollutants into the natural environment is called as pollution. So if they may enter into the air, then that is called as air pollution. If they enter into the water, and it is also called as water pollution. Like that, pollutants are disturbing natural, that is environment, and finally they cause pollution. So that is called as pollution. Now, what are the reason for pollution caused by factories? Already we saw, that is in the picture, how these gases are released into the atmosphere through factories, through chimneys we saw. And chemicals. Here in India, in the year 1984, December 2, and most of the people still remember that year and also the month, December 2, 1984. Chernobyl, that is that is Bhopal gas tragedy. Bhopal gas tragedy, release of toxic gas into the atmosphere, and methyl isocyanate, and that is released into the atmosphere, and here and 3,000 people they died on the spot by breathing that gas. And it is a factory, and that is a insecticide factory, and that factory released that is the toxic gas, and finally it caused and it paralyzed 6,000 people and so animals. So that is called as Bhopal tragedy incident that took place in the year 1984 in India, in Madhya Pradesh, and the month is December 2. Now that is called as factories, and also chemical industries also releasing waste and toxic gases into the atmosphere, and they are damaging the air, natural air, and also water. And now we need to observe another one effects. These pollutants in the air affecting both animals and plants, also non-living substances also. Non-living means monuments like Taj Mahal and Red Fort, and many that is historical structures are there. In Hyderabad there is Charminar and many Qutub Minar and Delhi, and these are called as historical monuments, and they are non-living substances, things, and these also get badly affected with the presence of pollutants into the air, also in the water. Plants and animals, plants are called as autotroph, and they are giving food to all living organisms, and humans. So here they are also affecting human, and these pollutants also affecting environment. So here environment is consist of water, air, and soil. So water, so it is an important substance, an important requirement for all living organisms. 3 by 4 of our earth is with water. It is present in the ocean, it is present on land in the form of pond, pools, ditches, and 3 by 4th of the earth is with water, and 70% of all living organisms are made up of water. So here water is polluted by means of release of pollutant into the air, and also water polluted, and also air is polluted, and soil is polluted by means of release of sewage and domestic waste, and also chemicals which are released through industries, and these are spoiling soil, and these are spoiling water, and pollutants also polluting the air. So these are the effects that are affecting our environment, and water, air, and also ground, that is soil. And here you see, so what are the results if at all if the pollutants are released into the atmosphere? And you see eutrophication. We will discuss what is meant by eutropical, that is phenomenon, and in this concept, and also biodegradation, and also suspended particulate matter, and that is SPM. So suspended particulate matter we are observing in the air. So uh, that is called as SPM, suspended particulate matter. And this is the key concepts that those are given page number 134. And here you see a man is there here he is not in a position to breathe the gases properly, and you are observing recycling, that has been are there, and this is an introduction, and there the first line is an important one. You must have heard from your parents and also from your grandparents during their childhood, the quality of life is so healthy, very healthy. So people, grandparents, and your parents, they are saying that during their old age, during their childhood, the quality of life is so very healthy. But now, at that time, the environment is pure and clean. That environmental conditions and environment is pure and clean, and during their early childhood, your grandparents childhood and also your parents childhood. But now the quality of the environment is changed, and it is destroyed, and deterioration occurred. So thereby you see, nowadays we are observing pollutions in the air, pollution in the water, and here soil is also polluted due to man effects. So here man is the primary reason, and we are polluting most of the natural resources, especially air, water and soil. And here environmental pollution is one of the major concerns of today. So here what is the major concern of today, and that is pollution. Now you see, the here pollutants, what is meant by pollution, I told you. So here definition for pollution. So here pollution means entry of, release of that pollutants into the air. Pollution is defined as introduction of contaminants, so they are pollutants, into the natural environment is called as pollution. So natural environment and brings about adverse changes in the natural environment, and that is called as pollution. So what is pollution? Here pollution means release of or introduction of contaminants, pollutants into the natural environment, and that is causing great damage, and they are bringing adverse changes in the natural surroundings, natural environment, and that is called as pollution. And now you see, let us delve into the details of air and also water pollution in detail. So now we need to understand how the air is polluted and what are the causes for the air pollution. So there you see a table is there, and that table is giving an information that, so here our air, our atmosphere consisting of, air consisting of mainly four major gases, and also many gases are present in air, and air is with a mixture of gases and is a natural resource. So without air, a life on the earth is not survive. So air is an important natural resource. There are four major gases are present in the air. So number one, nitrogen, and there you see the percent of nitrogen given in the table. And second, number two, there you see presence of oxygen, and oxygen percent also high, and less than nitrogen. And you see the presence of argon, and also you see presence of carbon dioxide. So these are the major four gases which are present in the air, and their percentage given normal percentage. If their percentage altered, change, and that is causing air pollution. So here the percentage of nitrogen should not be increased or decreased, and the percentage of oxygen should not be decreased, and the percentage of carbon dioxide should not be increased, and the percentage of argon should not be increased. If at all, if changes occurred in this gases percentage in the air, and it is causing that, it is nothing but causes of air pollution, causing of air pollution. Now we discuss what are the major four gases which are present in the air. And now we need to understand about air pollution. Already we discussed. So what is air pollution? So here air pollution means, and there you see the presence of a factory, and there you see presence of vehicles running or moving on road. So here vehicles are one of the major source of that is releasing pollutant to the air, and they also causing air pollution. So here you may heard, suppose if you are going with your parents on your on motorbike or car, and here that is traffic police may be, they may be ask you, and they may ask you to stop, and they may ask you to show the certificate, that is here is a this one, that is vehicle certificate, pollution check certificate. So here every 6 months, here we need to what, uh, examine, we need to have that whether the whether these vehicles are releasing polluted into the air or not. And there you see a proper that is the release of pollutant into the air should be maintained while burning the petrol or diesel in the car or motor vehicle. And in this way we are getting that pollution control, that is the certificate. So constable asks for a pollution check certificate. Have you ever wondered what is there and why do they ask for it? The emission from the vehicle are checked for every 6 weeks. So emission from the vehicles checked for every 6 weeks, 6 months, and you are getting pollution under control certificate. So here you should have pollution under control certificate, and here that you need to get for every 6 months. So here every 6 months we need to check, and that certificate is called as pollution under control certificate. Here you see a bridge. So on the bridge you are observing the moving of so many vehicles. So here vehicles also one of the main source of releasing of, that is pollutants into the air. And air pollution is caused by means of the release of toxic gases into the atmosphere. So here our motor vehicles are using fossil fuels like petrol, diesel, and the petrol and diesel are called as fossil fuels, and burning of these fossil fuels by these vehicles. So here you see the release of smoke, and the smoke is with the soot, and the smoke is having carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and sulfur dioxide, and also nitrogen dioxide. And these are the gases are released into the air, and thereby air is get polluted. So here vehicles also one of the causative for to release of pollutant to the air. So here you see automobile emissions produce high levels of carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen dioxide and smoke. So if those gases are released in the atmosphere, released into the air, if we breathe that air, and our lungs are damaged, and we are getting respiratory diseases, lung diseases. So here nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, and carbon monoxide, these are called as the toxic gases released into the atmosphere by means of burning of these fossil fuels. And you see incomplete burning of fossil fuels like petrol and diesel is releasing a gas, an odorless gas. There you see it is producing colorless and odorless gas. That gas is called as carbon monoxide and also sulfur dioxide. And this carbon monoxide, if at all released in the atmosphere, it causes damage to the air, and also one of the air pollutant. So carbon monoxide and sulfur dioxide. Again you see we need to understand about another term, what is smog. What is smog? Smog is a mixture of smoke and fog. A mixture of smoke and fog is called as a smog. And smog is with toxic gases. A smog consisting of ozone. A smog consists of sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. So, what are the gases which are present in the smog?